Bashers! Hey everybody, hey Bastardos. It is 5 o'clock on a Thursday evening, the last show of the week for me solo, Dirk Weekdays. Tomorrow, of course, we're here at 6 p.m. after Who Needs a Drink with Sheen O'Malley, and I'll be back for Classic Bashers. But good evening, all. How are you all? I'm good. I'm really tired. It's really hot out, and it's like 85 degrees in New York City, and I had a full crazy schedule dealing with a ton of stuff. So thanks to the incredible Dana O'Malley, she turned me on to this chocolate called Awake, and I think I've talked about it on the show before. It's delicious dark chocolate, but it has a load of caffeine in it, and it wakes you the fuck up. Because I had to run some errands, and I think I've mentioned to you guys that not only do I have that ugly thing going on with my landlord, but the same exact landlord is trying to evict my 87-year-old neighbor who has been my neighbor since I first moved in here. And she has a trial coming up next week, and she's kind of being bamboozled and not getting a lease, and she's 87 and she has nowhere to go. So I've been dealing with her case and prepping for that, and with her lawyer, and a lot of work, and then I went and ran some errands and blah blah blah, the drudgery of it all. So I just needed a little bit of a wake to get my act going, and of course a little bit of Kimbo goes a long way. But I'm a little afraid. I had one of these, and I'm not gonna have the second one because this stuff is like crack. It's very makes you you've seen me on it before. On it, I was on chocolate. What were you on? Dirk was on chocolate. Who do we have in the room? Of course, starting off as always, Andrew Wolkowicz with Canadian $5. I'm working until 5:30 myself. However, everyone that gets to enjoy the show should upvote, share, and subscribe if you can. That would be a wonderful thing. I know a lot of people are like, hit that bell and subscribe and like me. Please like me. Yes, I would love that. It would be great because the channel is growing. I just recently announced it on my Facebook page, which is something I never did before, and I did it, and we got a couple of new subscribers out of it. Thank you so much. We have a couple of new amazing Patreons, and I thank you for that too. It really helps me feel like we're accomplishing something here. It's a community of wonderful people who all look out for one another and try to just do little random acts of kindness. Remember that movie, Pay It Forward? I've been on this Bon Jovi kick because I watched that documentary because I really like Bon Jovi. I like their music a lot. I think that they ride the perfect like wave between very commercial music and some very good music, and I think that their commercial music is very good too. I didn't love the documentary, and I didn't even finish it because I just was like, eh. And then they're going to get into this whole like post Richie Sambora era, which I'm not really interested in it. He's got that guy Phil X, and he's got a bunch of new guys on the stage. It's just not, I like the original Van Halen. I like original bands. I like bands with their members, and when possible, when not dead. I love Sammy Hagar, but I don't like him with Van Halen. Do you guys like Van Hagar? How do you guys feel about that? Anyway, Andrew Wolkowicz, let's give you a big bang. Let's start you off with he added a bunch of new stuff today. I didn't even get a chance to look at it. Oh man, Machine. Hold on. Bang a gong, get it on, Andrew. Oh man, there's a shitload. Oh man, there's a shitload of new stuff. I can't wait to play with it for you guys. We were talking about adding some of the new some of the new things we want to add. Everybody asked for cowbell. So I have cowbells. I'll tell you what I got. I'll tell you what's in here. I'm not going to play it for you. You got a super chat for it because it's a super chat treat. Oh my God, there's a mega super chat for... Oh, wow. Leonard Bernstein is not the biggest one now. Cowbells 1 and 2. Gong Woman. 4. There's 4 Gong Women. Shocking super chat. Oh, my God. Amazing. He did so many of them. I can't wait for these treats. How great is that? Fantastic. Nick Sisto's here. Dean is here. Ray. He's been eating mostly anchovies. I don't know if I became a vegetarian so long ago. I mean, I probably, when I was a little kid in Ireland, probably had anchovies? I probably did, right? It was probably in everything in the West. Forget about it. Melly C is here. Hey, good day, Dirk, and all the bashers with a big heart. Big heart to you, you beautiful, beautiful Melly C. We love you. Vasilios P, our Greek ambassador. Great to see you with that Seiko. It looks great. Dean is here. Sounds like you need a holiday. Go to Venice. Oh man, I just, when I hope everything goes well, and I would love a day I wake up and I don't think about all the daunting crap that is in front of us. I know we all have our situations, everybody's got things, mountains they have to climb, mountains they have to conquer. And it's a shame when you are not responsible for any of it. When somebody with nefarious intentions come after you and people you love. I mean, who throws out an 87-year-old woman with an amazing system? Me and Paul and my neighbors Pat and her husband and this guy Ed next door and Layla, all these beautiful, beautiful, wonderful people who dote on this woman because she doted on us. When we all got to this neighborhood, she was a bright light. She fed all the local cats. She was the cat lady of Long Island City for about 35 years. My dear friend Layla has now been passed on that job, and she does it every single night because there's a lot of cats around here, and she takes care of them. Laverne came from the streets. She was part of this pack. I found this little kitten, and I was like, not you. You're going to get knocked up, and I grabbed her. So I just don't know why anybody would do that. And I feel like it's my mission to protect her because she looked after us when we were kids when we moved in here. We were freaking kids. And that's, special. Richard Petrie's here. Hey, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, Richard. Nathaniel Hans is here. Oh my God, there's Dirk in 32 inches of washed out color. Here's the joke. Nathaniel inquired to me about getting an OLED. I don't have an OLED. I have a big old plasma TV, the last great Panasonic ever made. Plasma, of course, was the best technology. OLED is technically better now. And he wanted to get I think he said a 48 inch. And I was like, that's awfully small. Everybody gets 55, 65. In my apartment, the best I can do is 55. So, and that's bezel-less. And I right now I currently have, it's so close to my front door. It's just there's a notch in the wall and it fits perfectly. I can't even go bigger. So when I do decide to go bigger, hopefully that'll be like I'll be buying an Italian television. And if I'm buying an Italian television, that means I get to buy Panasonic again, which is my favorite television brand, because Panasonic doesn't sell televisions in America anymore. Once they shut down their plasma plant, they stopped importing all television sets into the United States. So LG became the de facto OLED brand and Samsung. But it turns out that all the OLED panels, you guys might know, you probably have an OLED TV, you might be watching it on one now. They're all made by LG, including Sony. The only people that don't have them made is Panasonic, but they're not sold here. So let's try one of the brand new ones out, Nathaniel Hannon. Let me see what I got for you. Oh my God, I'm so excited to try it. Let's try this. More cowbell. That's fantastic. I'm so excited about that. Holy crap. Travis Watts is here. Hey man, hope you're having a great week. Yeah, I'm having a week, but it's a lot of work. This is a lot of work. JMB's here. Hey man, what do you think of the band The Strokes? I don't like them. It's not my thing. To sound like a teenage girl, they're so basic. It's my musical taste. I like big, brash, harmonies and overdubs, and I love big productions. I can enjoy something that's really simple. That guy Julian Casablancas, I said, well, now that's a guy with zero charisma, because I saw them live when they were showcasing around New York. Somebody took me, this is a hot new band called The Strokes, and the father of the singer is the head of Elite Modeling Agency. I was like, okay, so he's a nepo baby. People love them, and they thought that they were, I remember people saying, this is so unique. They're bucking the trend. They're doing something so different and amazing. And I just thought that they were just playing straight up rock and roll, like Bad Company or something, but with not a good singer. You might like him. I don't know. I mean, Maybe I need to be educated a little bit better on them, but I remember when they came out, I saw them live, and the singer actually didn't face the audience. He kind of stared at the band. He was like, I think he had stage fright in the beginning of their career. It's probably changed. Dean, £1.99, but that doesn't mean anything, because opinions are like what, and everybody likes what they like, and you have to respect when people like stuff. Like, I'm not a big Stones fan, but man, I totally get it. I've said that a million times. I don't love, what band I don't love, and people think I'm crazy. I don't love The Who. I totally get why people love The Who, man. I totally get it. They're innovative. They've been around since, the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, like the mid to late 60s. Not as long as the Beatles or the Stones, but almost. And I love The Real Me, and I love Behind Blue Eyes. I do love a lot of their songs. So, Dean, let's get a brand new one for you, $1.99. Let's have a new one then. Let's see. Okay, we did Cowbells 1. Let's do Cowbells 2. Let's try to get them all. Let's try to get them all in there today. That's amazing. Dave Fitzsimmons says, hey, whoop, whoop. Hey, Bashtardos, Ray. You use the same name on Facebook? I do indeed. You can friend me there. Dean says LG OLED C3. Yes, that's the one I recommended to Nathaniel Hannon. So there you go. Actually, maybe it was the B3. I don't know. Nick Sisto. Oh, we did that already. Thank you so much. Oh, no, we didn't. Let's have a new. Let's hear a new one. Nick Sisto's here. Let's give you let's see. How about Gong Woman? Wow. That wasn't exactly a gong. She's playing some kind of glass with a mallet, right? Interesting. I don't know. He put them up here without my knowledge. We talked about it earlier, and there he did. The guy did what he says. He says what he means. Hey, it's Gail Pierkowski again. Happy Thursday, Dirk. Yesterday was so entertaining. I'm back for more. She's an old friend of mine. If you weren't here for yesterday's show, she's a friend of mine. And it turns out we haven't seen each other since 1991, which I find impossible to believe. But there she is. Hi, Gail. Travis Watts says, I still have Panasonic Plasma in the extra room. Thing will not break. Which one do you have, Travis? Tell me which one. I have the ST60. My sister has the ZT65, which is the big mama jama. And I do have one issue, and I told you guys about this before. Depending on what show I'm watching or how it's broadcast, sometimes I'll get a green halo on certain people's flesh tones. It's not very often. It's very rare, but it makes me think that something's about to blow. Yeah, Carolyn Martin is here. Carolyn Martin, the girl with the wrench, the girl with the most, the hostess with the mostest. JMB says, Rich Kids, I like their first album. I think everybody really liked their first album. And he also says, I'm not a fan of The Who. I like Echo and the Bunnymen. I like Echo and the Bunnymen. Echo and the Bunnymen is another one of those bands that Mimi took me to see back in the day. She loved Echo and the Bunnymen. Dean says, that's the best one. Cowbells. Okay, so I'll remember that. Cowbells 2, that's the one you like. Dean, the dancing machine, that's the one he likes. The C series has better specs. I bet it does. I'm just saying I looked at that because the price on the B was really good. Really, 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 really good. 209 says, she looked bitter. Great that. Look at him wearing his watch. I can't tell what that is. Can I blow that up? Can't tell. Is that a sub? It looks like a sub. How many cowbells are there? Nathaniel Hannon says, need more cowbell. Okay. Let's see what I got. Well, I only have 2 cowbells. So one says shocking super chat. Should I play that? It's 18 seconds. Should I play it? I don't know. I'm afraid because I don't know what they are yet. That's not fair. I have no idea what they are. It could be something really scandalous. Let's do Gong Woman 2. Oh, you want cowbell? All right. You tell me what you want. Yeah, you guys tell me which ones you want, and I'll give them to you, and that's it. I'll tell you what they are. Let me read them to you, okay? And obviously some are bigger than others. I've got whole bunch. Holy crap. Is a new gong. There's another new gong. I didn't see this one. Super Chat Gong 3. Super Chat Gong 4 is brand new. Then we have Mega Super Chat 3 and Mega Super Chat 4. Cowbells 1 and 2. Gong Woman 1 through 4. Shocking Super Chat. So lame. That's not really that's if somebody says something that's really lame, we're going to go.
That is so lame.
Oh, I know.
So lame
So
too.
lame.
It's great. There's one that's called Drive Me to Drink. Then there's one with some very, very colorful language that I think we'll save for Friday nights. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I don't know what it is. I can't say exactly what it is. So I have to be very, very careful. What else we got here? Oh, Nathaniel Hannon again. Look at that. Need more cowbell. Okay, here we go again. There you go. Gong Woman 4. You said cowbell. Everybody's gonna love the cowbell. That's how it's gonna go. Dean says, how many cowbells are there? 100? No, there's 2 cowbells, but there's a lot of gongs. So do you mind if I go for a non-cowbell one? I want to see what's going on with Gong Woman 3. Because I did Gong Woman. No, I did Gong. Let's do Gong Woman. Let's do Gong Woman 3. Wow. That was kind of hypnotizing, that one, huh? Holy schmalgoli. Valve 789. I know you could say that all on Plasma's obsolete. It is picture quality wise. It's still better than any LED or QLED on. I can see the pixels. Yeah, energy wise, they're a mess. They're such hogs. Terrible. But man, I turn my lights out and my plasma, it still looks like cinema. And I love it. I know it is obsolete. Yeah, it's true. I have a bunch of, you know what I have on my desk? I have like 6 iPods. I have 6, and I have every box from every iPhone I ever bought. I don't know if every iPhone I ever bought is in there because I gave a lot. I like to give shit away. But I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 iPhone boxes and like 4 or 5. It's amazing. Remember when the iPod came out and U2 were doing those colorful commercials and it was like, oh my God, 1,000 songs in your pocket. I remember I had this little, I guess it was a stick, but it was made by Sony and it could hold 10 songs. And I thought I was the dog's bollocks. Al says that plasma TVs are great. Some even double as room heaters. Yeah. Laverne loves the TV. I have on my TV stand, which is very low. She used to jump up there and sleep right in front of the plasma because it was so hot. As a matter of fact, I haven't cleaned my TV screen because her hair oil is still all over it. And I just, I can't let it go. I actually had a little bit of a bad day with her today. Something just triggered me. I was looking for a picture and I found something I'd never seen before. Anyway, not sure the model number, but it's a Viera 42 and it's nearly 20 years old. Okay, yeah. So yeah, mine is 2013 and it was the very last series, very, very last series. It's a sub date 20. That's what it is. Great looking picture. I love how he's wearing it up. I'm wearing my Milgauss. There you are, because it's Thursday. I generally wear my Milgauss on Thursday. I went out last night. I was going to meet Dana, but she had a work thing and she couldn't meet. But my friend Patrick, you guys all know him as Shag Daddy. I went to meet him and we went to Old Town Bar, which is one of the oldest bars in New York City. I believe it has the longest bar in New York. I don't know if I'm right, but I went there and no offense, but they were hammered already, him and his buddy. So I tried to catch up and had a couple of beers. I had Rotaburger. That's what it's called, right? Good. I like shitty beer. I don't like IPAs. I like shitty pilsners. I love Peroni and I love Budweiser in a long neck bottle. I'm not a beer snob. I do not like beer in cans. I like beer in glass or pints. I like Stella Artois. I just like very simple beer. When it gets to Patrick ordered this beer, Shag Daddy. And he goes, you want to taste it? And it was a cloudy IPA and it looked like you were going to fail that urine test. That's what it looked like. It looked like you were going to fail that urine test. It was so bad. And you know how bad it was? It was.
That is so lame.
Oh, I know.
It was horrible. I tasted it, and it tasted like BO and grapefruit. So I said, next time you go to the bar, just say, hey, let me get a pint of BO and grapefruit, because that's what it smelled like. It smelled like you went past a high school gym and you had a grapefruit, you were peeling a grapefruit at the exact same time. It was gross. And then I went back to my Rataburger, which I thought was quite delicious. Ray says, I don't have a TV out here. Really? What about, I mean, you're out, you're a man in the sea, right? You're not an old man, so I can't say the old man in the sea. But God, you would think you'd need some kind of, do you have an iPad? You have a computer. I guess that's enough when you're out there. Because sometimes I sit in this room at night and I'll just watch Netflix or Hulu or, whatever. I watched almost the entire Bon Jovi documentary on my computer. So I guess you don't need a TV, but I love great cinema. I love great film. As you guys know, I'm a really big fan of old films. So I like to watch those, Dean says there's a lot of gongs to clean there. Yeah, it's a gong, man. Dean says, yes, I got an iPod Classic 260, battery dead. I'm sure. Used to be able to I used to actually replace the batteries for people because I'm a gadget fixie guy. I do that a lot. And I'm running out of side hustles because I do sound systems in 2 bars in New York City when they need a power amp or a new board, mixing board, microphones, that kind of thing. I fix all that stuff, but I also used to fix people's laptops and iMacs and all that stuff, and iPods. I used to do iPhones, all that stuff, but they're all kind of disposable now. When they're done, they're done. But you got to be careful with those batteries because they sometimes blow up. Like Rose, my elderly neighbor, who is going through what she's going through. I recently replaced, like a year and a half ago, I replaced her battery on her 2012 MacBook Pro because the case separated because the battery was blowing up. I had to call this special number and get rid of that battery. It was terrible. Carolyn Martin says, it's true, Dirk, my long lost son. I too have iPods in all boxes. I just collect that shit. I don't know why. I don't know. Topster says, I disagree. It's Topster McDonkey, everybody. Everyone's favorite right-wing Republican and political pundit. And disagreeer supreme. I disagree. For years, I hung on to my Pioneer Elite Kuro. I mean, the Kuro was freaking crazy. That was the one because it had the best picture ever. But the new QD OLED smokes it. Sony A95L or Samsung Q95C freaking blows away everything ever made. No, I know. I'm not disagreeing with you. I know that OLED is it. OLED is and it's also, each pixel is lit individually, whereas on an LED, it's backlit or side lit or whatever. So you can't get pure black on an LED television, but you can on those. I mean, I think we agree. We agree. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I have installed thousands of TVs in the last 20 years, so I know a thing or two. I believe you. No, dude, I believe a lot of the stuff you say. Melly C doesn't own a TV either. How do you watch all the Peanut stuff? Did you know, Melly C, that on Apple TV, I mean, you could subscribe and watch it on your computer. They have so many Peanuts things. A lot of new stuff, and it's actually really beautifully done. If you haven't seen it, you probably have, though. Dr. Bob's Nightmare. I failed a few. It's no big deal. It was probably a faulty cup or something. Ask for a do-over. He's talking about the urine test. Horrible. Gail's here. The hallway in our building smells like BO and grapefruit. Oh, because of the hot yoga studio down the hall. Gross. Now, you don't know this, Gail, because you just joined the show, but I did hot vinyasa for over 10 years because there's a studio up the block. Let me tell you about this. I have anybody who does hot yoga. There's 2 schools of thought. I'm not going to mention the guy's name, but it's the guy who invented, a particular brand of hot yoga, and he's a convicted sex offender. He's gross. The woman that opened up my yoga studio is a beautiful person, and she went to his seminar. She trained with him, and he was a pig, so she quit. So the way they get around it is by calling it hot yoga instead of that other thing. And if you subscribe and use the name of the brand of yoga that he does, you have a carpet on the floor. You can't play music, and they don't ever give you any so in this place, the floor was teak. They played music, and every 10 minutes or so, this big giant windsock would open up and fill the room with like cold, pure oxygen. And it was magical when you're hot like that. And this place did not smell. It smelled like you walked in there and it smelled like eucalyptus like a mint. It was beautiful. But if you go into one of those branded, you guys know his name, he's a pig, then you will smell BO and grapefruit. It's gross. Franco Fiore, always here to upvote. Thank you so much. Please upvote and subscribe to the channel. These are the nicest people I have ever met on my beautiful Dirk Weekdays channel. We talk about each other. We show their watches, their cats, their dogs, their sailboats, their can openers. You know what it is? Whatever floats your boat and makes you feel good. You know what? I'm in it for you. And I hope you're in, and I know you're in it for me, so I won't even ask. Raver says, Dr. Bob, you superstar. How are you doing, man? It's great to see him. I haven't seen him in a while, too. Oh, shit. AI have a Zune. That was Microsoft's attempt to rattle the iPod market. And isn't it funny now that, iPods are gone because it's all on your phone. It's all one. Gail still uses her iPod Touch for walking and has 8,000 songs on it, right? How do you get them off? Isn't that a thing, right? I mean, that's great. That's great. I mean, why not? Do you use those AirPods? I have them. And I thought that maybe that was contributing to that weird thing. Gail, you don't know this, but I had some weird fluttering in my ear and it sounded like this. And it turns out it was my cat Laverne's, who had just recently passed away. It was one of her whiskers. It was a big one and it was stuck to my eardrum. It was in my ear, probably from sleeping in the bed with her. Crazy. Dean says, I have 2 LG OLEDs and 2 5.1 Sonos surround sounds. That must be amazing. I should get one of those just so I could annoy one particular person. But my bathroom shares a wall with the apartment next door, and the not so nice person lives there. I tiptoe around there because I'm just a polite person. I don't want to make a lot of noise because I used to love to take showers at 2 o'clock in the morning because I like to shower before I go to bed. And so now I do it earlier because I've always been that way. Even when my great friend Mike used to live across the hall, and before him Rose lived there. She lived in the apartment across the hall. That's why she's in this predicament, because the super had moved her from this apartment she lived in and asked her to move to the building next door, which they co-owned. He owned, and she lost her rent stabilization status, so he said. But anyway, that's a long story. Anyway, she used to live there, and I tiptoe around everybody because I don't want to be a nuisance. It's not my thing. Doc Bob's nightmare, sleeping dogs next to my feet under a blanket, currently rating. Is there anything better? Is there anything better in the whole wide world? I don't think that there is. Hey, it's Kevin Hawthorne, everybody's favorite bus information savant. This guy, I watched his videos. He sent me some beautiful videos of him helping his fellow man get where they're going. Now, isn't that beautiful? Thank you for your service, Kevin Hawthorne. You're a wonderful fellow. Vasilios P says Sonos. I installed a couple of Sonoses also. I didn't get into it that long because I ran out of rich people because people wanted for their beach house, and I had 2 people that wanted it, and then it just kind of dried up. I don't know why. And people are also really figuring out how to do things on their own because a lot of things are becoming very prosumer. You don't need the tech guys in a lot of cases. These kids are all smart. You can go on YouTube and figure it out. It's like a 12-year-old kid from India. He knows more about computers than I'll ever know. Melly C says laptop, and yes, Apple TV is great for the Peanuts gang. It's really great. Really great. You went and said the guy's name. He said, women line up and we'll pay. Oh, that's terrible. I'm going to take that off the screen. Isn't that guy's a pig? I am so sorry, womankind. I'm so sorry. Dr. Bob's Nightmare upvoted for Dirk, guys. Thank you so much. Travis Watts, let's hear the shocking super chat. I'm afraid, Travis. I'm afraid. The shocking one. Let's see. Okay. It wasn't so shocking, but it was actually a very good job of acting by Joaquin Phoenix, huh? How about that? Unbelievable. How did you like Lucho the cat and Ripley Val? Man, all I could say during that whole thing, Valve, was if anything happens to that cat, my TV will die because I'm going to put my foot through it. Because I'm so tired of the trend of something bad happening to people's pets in films and TV. Listen to me, Sharon Horgan. Stop it. Every movie and show you've been in, the dog or the cat dies, and she's got to stop it. Catastrophe and Bad Sisters. But that's not funny. It's not funny. Anyway, that cat was amazing. And the photography on the cat was outrageous. I really loved the show. I'm ready for the second season as it is. Travis Watts says, shocking super chat, big bucks. He put them in tier order. So, it's like the Bernstein one. We never show the Leonard Bernstein one. Because that's 20 and up. Hint, hint. Nathaniel Hannon, iPod 4th generation has superior audio output, so I upgraded mine with 256 gigabytes of flash memory and a new battery. 256? You don't say. Remember when that was enormous? My phone has a terabyte of storage on it. My iPhone. What do I have? I have the one before the new one. So I have a 14 Pro, which is what I'm using the camera on right now, the 48 megapixel camera. And it works out pretty great. So yeah. Okay, Nathaniel, $4.99. Let's see. What do you want, Nathaniel? Let's see. We did the So Lames. Should we do Drive Me to Drink? Let's see what this is. That's a lot of liquor, and it's a very long one. I don't know what that's from. It's obviously Alec Baldwin, and I don't know what that's from. I have no idea. But I guess that one will be used when somebody says something so ridiculous that I need a drink for it. Travis Watson, $5 won't do it. And that cat could act. That cat certainly could. Gail says, no, I cannot get the wireless earbuds to stay in my ears. I use cord, but they, I have all the brand new ones. I have them somewhere on my desk. Where are you? Tell me privately. You know how to contact me, right? By email. It is, ladies and gentlemen, basherdirk@gmail.com. That is where you can send all of your pictures to the Bastards Gallery. Does everybody have their pictures queued up for today? Because I only see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 pictures for the Bastards Gallery. Usually we have about 30. So send all of your pictures and any emails you desire for private correspondence to basherdirk@gmail.com. You can ask me just about anything. Gail, of course, let me know where you are. I think I have. Do you have a set of those? Because I used the ones that came out of the that were on it, because I guess I have extremely average ears, and I have that little booklet with the extra ones in it, and I'm not going to use it. And they're here somewhere. They're on my desk somewhere. If you want them, I'll send them to you. Just saying. Topster says, I'm a Sonos dealer. There you go. I would hook you up for a dealer cost, but they don't let me drop ship or ship out of state. Yeah, I know. Because I went to install a bunch of stuff up in Connecticut. So I remember I ran through a couple of little things, but it was done. Is it 8mm? I wonder, man, that movie's dark. And you know who directed that? Joel Schumacher, who's either made great films or the worst Batman movies ever made. I mean, Batman and Robin. Too bad. George Clooney looked like Batman. He could have been a great Batman, but the movie was so bad. Yeah. You're welcome, buddy. Thanks. My pleasure. Dean, I now rock an Estelle and Kern high-res player. Oh, yeah, right. Way more advanced than any Apple product. Sure, of course. It's just prosumer shit, Travis, cheapskate, wasted shocking super chat. That's reserved for super chats that shock. Okay, now I get it. Okay. Well, I wanted to see it too, though, so it's partially my fault. That's partially my fault. I got a couple of big ones. Oh, here's Travis with the $20. All right. Hey. So, okay. I'm not going to use the ones that say stupid, blah, blah, blah. That's for tomorrow, right, Asheen? Definitely. I'm not going to do that. But there's a couple of good ones now. Here's one.
Not tomorrow, not after breakfast, now.
That's pretty great. and what else is there? There's a bunch more. So knock yourself out, fellas. Thank you so much, Travis, for making good on that. You were pressured into it, but you're. Well, that was shocking. Oh, it's for shocking. Okay, now we know. Now we know. Don't delete it. Don't delete it. Don't delete it. It was great. It'll be for shocking ones. It's great, and that's 8mm, right? I think it is. And the stream froze just as you said. Timing is everything. It shouldn't. I unplug all the stuff in my house. It's been doing so well for so long. Yeah. Angelo, Minichello, Dirk, Ticks Picking. I will send them to you out tomorrow. Now, Angelo, our favorite heart patient, he's got some tests coming up. He was going to do a giant unboxing, so we're deciding how to present it to you. He took some pictures, which I'm assuming you now unboxed. And so we're going to do it on the show, and I hope you're present for that because you're a wonderful fella. We're thinking about you, and we can't wait to see what you got. We're so excited for that. Let's give you a Gong Woman 4. Man, is that the biggest gong you ever saw in your entire life? Who had the biggest gong in rock? Off the top of my head, John Bonham had a big gong. Peter Criss, of course, from Kiss had a giant gong. But who had the biggest? Alex Van Halen, probably. And Roger Taylor from Queen. He had a big one too, right? Gongs were a big thing, guys having that. Neil Peart had a gong too, but his was always kind of part of the tubular bells and bell trees and crowtails or crotales, however you say it, and all the vibroslap. Neil Peart had so many different things to. The gong was next to the tubular bell, so you could go gong 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 gong. So yeah, so Angelo, what do we get from that with Super Gong? Thank you so much for that. Well, I got a lot of super chats. Everybody's dying to know all about it. Dean with £4.99. Here is the other half of Travis Swan's super chat. He put $20 in. So hey, Paula, let's go. Gong Woman 3. She looks like some kind of gong witch, right? She's into like the Wiccan stuff and all that crazy crap, right? I'm a little scared of her right now. Darasheen yelling at all of us. Hey, sometimes we need to get yelled at. Dr. Bob's Nightmare. I don't know if I sent you any super chats before. Well, welcome to the super chat party. And thank you so much. It really helps me out and helps the channel. Thank you so much for that. And for that, $10 is very nice. Let's go Gong Woman 3. Same as 4. No, let's do Gong Woman 2. Okay, that's officially my favorite one. That was so musical. That was so musical and beautiful. Wow. Ush, I like that one the best. Dr. Bob says, I can play the vibroslap. I'm a vibroslap virtuoso. Can anybody name a song by Oshin's going to be like, stop doing that. Can anybody name one of the Rush songs where he uses the vibroslap? Does anybody know what that is? I remember when I didn't know what it was. I saw it on the back of an album and I was like, what the hell is that? Dave Fahrenheit 451 says that woman has the worst case of gongoria. Travis is a good sport. No worries, no pressure felt. I'm happy to support. We are so grateful for that. One says that Neil Peart's kit was insane. That had to be 2 tractor trailers. Did you ever see any? I'm going to bore people too, but it was modular, so it was very easy to set up. That guy was, he was some kind of crazy genius. He truly was. 209 says crazy train. Ray says, was that gong Banshee lady in the Wickerman? She, you gotta, those people that do that kind of stuff. You ever see the people that play all the different glasses? And I can do that. I don't know does it have to be filled? I don't know if this one will do it, but actually I know how to do that. I have one here. I'm trying to get this glass to do that. I'll do it tomorrow night on the wine show because it always works on the wine glass. And I'll be happy to do that. 20 says vibroslap in the intro. Very good. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. So let's get on going to the Bashtards Gallery and have a look what everybody sent me today. to have a looky poo. And what do we got here? Oh, that's beautiful. This is from Angelo Minichello. He says, doe, a deer, a female deer, ray, a drop of golden sun. That's beautiful. So you obviously live. So look at that big bale of hay. Wow. They're beautiful creatures, and people like to shoot them, which I don't understand. I don't know anybody could be on the other side of a gun and kill something like that. I just don't get it. And then they're like, "That's overpopulated," and blah blah blah. No, it's not overpopulated. We're overpopulated. We're taking over all of their habitats. That stuff drives me crazy. It just do. But it's beautiful. Thank you for that. Didn't want to get political on that, but and Ray is here. Oh, Ray. Oh man, I had a bad day about this today, but this is beautiful. It's shearing time in the west of Ireland, and look who he put up as a poster gal. You guys, all of you who are followers of the channel. Ray, thank you all for the love, and I'm so sorry for Max. Yeah, I wish I lived close by because I would have grabbed him. And there's a picture of my girl and these beautiful little babies. Thank you so much for that. StreamYard, the program that we use in order to do this, has changed its buttons around. So it's like, what the hell? I'm trying to get stuff done and I can't. I just figured it out. Oh, Tony Scuderi, everybody's favorite, the hairy Sicilian, said, I forgot him last night. I didn't see it. So when I was at the party, I was out on the patio and I met the young watched guys, like Paddock. Yo, man, my dream's a paddock. And I was like, where, on the farm? Or do you have an equestrian center? And he's like, what? I was like, you want to get a paddock? And he's like, yeah, I love a paddock. I was like, how many stalls? And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, you're talking about a paddock, the place where you keep horses. He goes, no, a paddock Philippe. I'm like, it's Patek Philippe. I'm a dick because, I can't stand that paddock thing. All the brotards say it. If you say paddock, you just sound like a brotard. So if you say it, I'm just letting you know from now on, every time you say it, you sound like a brotard. So don't say it. So this is everybody's favorite hairy Italian. And this is the watch that one guy had. And we talked about it for a while. It was absolutely one of the most beautiful watches I've ever seen. It's that dark blue sunburst dial with the fluted bezel, with the incredible ridges on a Jubilee bracelet. This is the exact watch he had. He goes, you talking about this one? I was like, yes, I am talking about this one. I think this is absolutely incredible. And it suits you so well. Look at that dial. I mean, when Rolex gets it right, Rolex really gets it right. And this is quite possibly one of the most beautiful watches that they make. I mean, it's just so elegant. Look how tiny it looks in his hand. Wow. Are those big gloves? Or are you just happy to see me, Tony? Wow, that watch looks tiny. Crazy. Beautiful. Sorry about, I didn't see it. I'll have to check to see where it went, but now that I have it, I appreciate you showing it. Thank you so much. And we've got Richard Petrie in the house. Oh, wow. Wait, musical instruments. Hey, this is a first, right? Pretty much. Look at him with this Vox bass. That's a Vox, right? I'm pretty sure. Let me see. Yes, it is. Wow. That's cool. It's kind of shaped like Brian May's guitar. Look at this. It's even got, look at that. Look at the binding on that. This is vintage, kids. Look at that case. Wow. I am so impressed, sir. So impressed. That is amazing. Let me get my banner off the page. You guys know how to get a hold of me. Wow, is that beautiful? There more? Shit, that's beautiful. What year is that? Did you say? Let me see if he said it in the email. It says no subject. Oh man, no subjects. Oh, hello. And a bit of a jazzer too. Wow. Now you know. Look at that thing. Wow. That is a vintage Fender jazz bass. Beautiful. Look at that. Everybody takes those off, but you kept it on. You have a lot of vintage instruments, my friend. Look at that. With the bound. Look at that. Wow. Wowee, because owie, that is Beautiful. Let me see what kind of strings you have on there. It looks to me, let me see. Do you have flats on there? Is it flat wound? Because strings are wound either round wound, meaning the actual metal is round, and then they just, coil together. But then there's the flat wounds, like Paul McCartney plays and Steve Harris from Iron Maiden play, and a good many jazz players. I'm wondering if you use flats. I like flats. I have a Sheen's bass here, and I put flats on it. I will. When he takes it back, I will put his favorite set. I will bring it to my favorite guy, and I will have this guy, Matt, put Sheen's favorite strings on there. Because he's a round wound player. He is. Also, he can play with his fingers, but he mostly plays with a pick. And I love rock players who play with the pick. Always did. Round wound is definitely kind of cold for at that point. That was beautiful, man. Do you have another thing? Oh, you got a Seiko. Mr. Petrie. Let's have a looky poo at this. Okay, that's beautiful. Look at that. Wow. I love that strap with the color contrast. Beautiful. Wow. That's a beautiful watch, man. Seiko doesn't get anywhere near the love it deserves. I know Seiko's got a lot of fans, but it needs more love than that. Like I feel about Longines. I saw a Longines Dolce Vita on a guy, and I thought that was marketed as a woman's watch, but obviously they must have other models because it looked great. It just looked like he was wearing a Cartier tank. And then I realized it was Longines because I was doing this. Oh, fascinating. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the Seiko and the bases. It's Melly C. Oh my God. And you wonder why she won the contest. You wonder why. Look at that rascal. Wouldn't you want to come home to that rascal every day? He's probably, it's a girl. She's probably fresh and feisty. I'm assuming that's the Mindy of Mork and Mindy, right? Obviously. Look at that pink nose. Black and white cats get into a lot of trouble because they're so smart. Look at this guy. That's Mork. He's got a gray nose. I actually don't think I've ever seen that before. He's a beauty too. Cat's eyes, man, they're always judging you. Remember, the cats are always judging you. So watch what you're doing. Is that it? I thought there was another one. There is. Oh, look at her with her Presage automatic. Look at that. Look at that dial color, man. Seiko. Whew, that is beautiful. Wow, that is such a pretty watch. And man, does that suit your skin tone? Everything. Size is great. Look at you. Wow. And oh, look at Tudor. Look at her Pelagos. Look at that. That man. I've always said that I love the bezel on these. I just think that it's great. Uh-oh. Did you bang it? Everybody on the show will notice it, so I'm gonna say it. What a color, huh? That color, I don't think anybody else has a watch that blue, that color blue. It's really, really attractive. Almost looks like a baked clay blue. It's got a lot of gray in it. Great looking watch. Melly C, everybody. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Chris in the house with Poppy. Oh my God. So funny. When I had my dog Dinga, she's been gone for quite a while. But Paul used to say she's not allowed on the couch, which of course I never. Please. Whenever we'd come home, we'd open up the door and she'd be standing in front of the door with a guilty look on her face. And then you'd go over to the couch and it was really hot. Look at this beautiful. What are you doing there? You're ripping something to shreds? Are you being a dog and ripping things to shreds? Oh, you're a black lab, aren't you? What a beauty. Thank you so much. What else we got? What is that? I'm not having issues. How do I get rid of this thing? Shit. Something just came up on my screen that said you're having trouble. And I was like, no, I can't see anything. No. I don't know how that just happened. There's like a big thing blocking my chat screen. Can I get rid of it? Oh, there it goes. Whew. Just came up. It said, StreamYard, are you having a hard time? I'm like, no, I'm not having a hard time. I'm showing the Bastards Gallery, people. What are you doing? Thank you, Chris, for that so much. Andrew, Bunny's in his yard. He's not here. He's at work till 5:30. He might be home by now. Oh, look at the bunnies. Wow. You need a better camera, though, bro. Can we talk? Oh, man. Bunnies are so cute. In Italy, they like to eat them. I don't know. I never heard of anybody doing that here, but people do. Thank you so much. And yeah, that's it. Anybody send me anything new? You did. Yay. Vasilios. Wow. I'm assuming this is winter in northern Greece. Wow, look at that. I was watching a review of anybody ever been to Lake Como? Well, the most famous hotel there is this place called the Villa d'Este. And it's a very fancy, very, very expensive place. And I have a friend who stayed there once. It's way too expensive for me. And the review was, it looked so dilapidated and crap, but it was on Lake Como, which is beautiful, which is very reminiscent of what this looks like, but with smaller mountains. This is a beautiful part of the world. Look at this. Wow. Wow. This is killer. Oh, wow. Look at that. I wonder where this, I want to see if I'm going to look at the email at the end. Oh, wow. These are beautiful. Look at that waterfront. And it's cold. It gets cold in Como, too, because it's very north. I mean, it's practically Switzerland. Practically. I was there in October. I've only ever been to Lake Como once. And, okay, he says it is Ionima Lake in western Greece. Very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you for showing us that. Oh my God, look who it is. It's Miss Martin with a picture of her favorite frog. Do you have a frog pet? Look at them. Aren't frogs crazy? Look at the suction cup hands and feet. Aren't God's creatures beautiful? It's amazing how all these different species, we apparently to some, came from the dust of the stars, and how mutations in genetics created us and them. Us, and them. That is a beautiful creature up close. Frogs are amazing. Thank you, Carolyn. She sent a frog. Carolyn sent a frog. Travis, hey. Oh, his other passion. He's got a Porsche. Spoiler alert. Wow, that's beautiful. In red, as it should be. That's crazy. That's a 911 Carrera, right? Let me see. I'm assuming that's a 911 Carrera. Because that's the classic Porsche, right? They have the 928, and they had so many different varieties. Now they have the Panamera. They have so many. My friend had and they have the stupid SUVs, but everybody's SUVs look the same. Is anybody making an SUV that doesn't look the same? They all look kind of the same. They're all just kind of blobs with different headlights and different taillights. And all the big cars, like even, Rolls Royce and Bentley, Aston Martin probably has one. I don't know that they do, but the big one in America, the big one in New York is Maserati. Everybody has one of those things, and they all look the same. And they look just like a Honda to me. There's not much style difference. They're a whole hell of a lot more money. This is a Porsche. My friend Mary had the Cayman, which was actually a very beautiful car. She loves fast cars, and she drives. She's got a 1974 Dino, a 1998 355 Berlinetta, and she just recently got a Corvette. I don't know what she's up to now because I threw her out of my bar because she was being drunk and disorderly, and then she held it against me for the rest of my life. What are you going to do? Oh, man. Do you remember when this was the be-all, end-all? Do you remember when this was the be-all, end-all? Look at this Marantz. It's 2235B. This was, Marantz was big stuff, man. When you were an audiophile back in the day, Pioneer, Marantz. Who are the other big ones? I mean, obviously Macintosh, not to be associated with Apple Macintosh. It was MCIN. Wasn't Mac, it was Mick. There were so many great brands, but Marantz was always considered one of the gold standards. I myself had a Pioneer SX780, which was not a very powerful nor expensive amp, but I got it when I was very young and I loved it. After a while, I would turn it on, it would play music, and then it would go clunk and it would shut down and then it would restart. So I would love to get, if I had a place for a stereo, I would love to go and get my JVC LA55 turntable back, and I'd like to get my Pioneer SX780 back. I would like that. That's beautiful, man. And look at it. It looks brand new. You know, it would be smart if some of these companies went and started making, that's it for the Bashtards Gallery. If everybody started making vintage versions like watches do. Why don't these audiophiles, since everybody's into turntables now and great old audio, why doesn't, you know, all the big old brands like Pioneer and Marantz and Macintosh make classic new versions of classic models? I think that would be a very, very, very smart move, don't you? Amazing. Oh, here's Richard. Let's get back to the chat. Ready for this? I got a super chat here. Topes just says, Datejust 41 is maybe my favorite watch. I want tied with my GMT Guinness. You see that fugly tag? I saw the Kith thing. I watched a couple of videos on that. That's a shame that they did that, because you know what? If they're going to put Kith Heuer on there, why don't they take the tag part off and just start making Heuer watches? Because nobody gives a shit about the F1 Formula Racing brand that used to make stuff for them. That's ridiculous. That's like saying Honeywell Boeing, because everything in that cockpit was made by Honeywell. So what's the point? You know, it's ridiculous because they bought the company. Don't change the name of the brand. Very stupid thing to do. That's why people don't regard Tag Heuer in the same echelon as Heuer, because it isn't, you know, but it could be. What is Ray Ray apologizing for? Sorry, dude, but it was the first day outside of lambing shed. I thought, sure, you not. Sorry, man. No. That was beautiful that you showed her. They're just taking off their fur, right? That paddock thing. Thank you for spelling it. I immediately agree. And you know what you're getting for that? You're getting something. You're getting this shortened version, because the paddock thing is so freaking annoying. It's just, you're just a brotard. If you say that, you're a brotard. It's just, sorry, it's brotard speak. Paddock. Just like you're like on the inside, like that's what the inside is called, a paddock. Please, I just had to be a dick to that guy. Richard Petrie talks about those bass guitars. This is my dad's bass guitar. P.S. My dad passed away. So sorry to hear that years ago. My dad passed away in 2020, January 2023. So I know how you feel. My father played nothing. He played nothing. He didn't sing. He didn't dance. He didn't do any of that stuff. But thank you for that. Daniel Gutierrez, you're so goddamn late. What's the matter with you? Damn it to hell. Damn it to hell. Great to see you. 209. That's a rare one, Richard. I had never seen that one before either. Carolyn Martin says, Richard Petrie, great instrument. Sorry about your dad. Losing a parent is rough. Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. Talking about Carolyn Martin's frogs, Daniel says they eat those in France. They eat a lot of stuff in France. I guarantee you, no offense to anybody who's French people in our audience, the French were probably the first people to crack open a lobster. They invented foie gras. Let's face it, the French invented a lot of eating, a lot of stuff. It's a 911 Carrera. Boom. It's a Beetle. Well, the Beetle is definitely based, you know, like that was the Hitler mobile, right? That was the one that Ferdinand Porsche designed for the Führer back in the day, the Beetle car. It was the people's Volkswagen, means like the people's car. The Volkswagen. So it's probably similar because, you know, it's Ferdinand Porsche designed both of those, didn't he? Amazing. Sansui, Techniques was big. Everybody when I was a kid had a Techniques turntable, but I was in love with the JVC LA55. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was really amazing. Oh, hi, Arya Putra. My dad and mom passed away in quick succession, 2013 and 2014. Yeah, my mom died the in July of 2022, and my dad was gone right after the new year. And you know what? He was hanging on there for a while. I actually was like so surprised by that, and he actually turned out he was done, I guess. Kieran P. Good evening, Night Dirk. Heading to West Cork for the bank holiday weekend tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Going to Cork. Going to Cove. Cove's crack. I love Cove. Al Benedetti with the $4.99 super chat. Late to the party. Well, you're always welcome, you Patreon beautiful bastard. You just got home from work. Looks like I missed another good show. Upvote everyone, and thanks for sharing your time with us. I am so grateful to be here, man. You have no idea. And since I'm high today on awake chocolate, this stuff, man. I tell you, if you need a pick me up and you don't have a heart condition, which I hope I don't have, because I haven't been to a doctor in 100 years. This stuff like will snap you right out of it. It sure will. It sure will. And then so let's send you off with a beautiful, let's go with one of the new gongs. Let's do Gong Woman 2. I have to admit, I absolutely freaking love that one, man. I think that's my favorite. Sheen probably just ticked and he's probably not here now, but thanks for doing that all. I'm sure we'll be getting to some of the crazier ones with those crazy titles tomorrow on Classic Bashers. Daniel Gutierrez also shows up. Do I remember Braniff? Do I ever remember Braniff? Braniff was an airline, a low-cost airline, transatlantic service, and they painted their planes in very, very extravagant colors: fuchsia, yellow, burnt orange, royal blue, Braniff. And they had great aircraft. They had L-1011s, DC-10s, they had 747s, they had everything. And deregulation ruined them. That was really not very fun at all. Kind of ruined the airline industry to some serious degree. So Daniel, we're going to give you one of the new ones too. Let's get back to everybody needs a little bit more what? Everybody needs a little bit more what? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You need more cowbell. Everybody needs a little bit more cowbell. Dean talks about the Technics SL. I remember that one, the direct drive. Mine was belt drive. Which was better, belt or direct drive? I don't even know. You would know. You could tell me. Angela Minikella says, Carolyn, I need to talk to you about an OEN. I have no idea what that means. I have an idea. There you go. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dirk Kennedy, and that is the wrap-up of my week. Dirk Weekdays, I'm back tomorrow with the big guy, Asheen O'Malley, and we're going to be doing Classic Bashers at 6 p.m. Come join us all, see the rest of these crazy things he put on here. We have so many chats now. It's so long now. You got to scroll through them all. I'm going to have to get used to them all. It'll be great. Thank you so much. Of course, we're back. I'm back on Sunday for Sunday Mass with Dirk Weekends. Monday is Watch Fashion Police. And then Tuesday through Thursday, I am back with all of you. And thank you so much for all the super chatters today. Andrew, Nathaniel, Dean, Nick, Sisto, Nathaniel again, Dean again, Travis Watts, Nathaniel Hannon, Travis Watts again, Angela Minichello, Dr. Bob's Nightmare, Dean again, Des Farrell. Did you get your package yet? Des Farrell. Did you get your package yet? He won. He won the last one. Al Benedetti. Daniel Gutierrez, thank you all so much. What a wonderful show today was. I can't thank you all enough for your beauty and your wonderfulness and all the joy that you bring to each and every single one of us. Yes, thank you so very much. This is a great little community of very nice people who treat each other with dignity and respect, and let's keep it that way. Thank you so much. What I'd like to do is I'd like to remind you that always say please and thank you. Remember to hold the door open. And remember, when you encounter somebody who's a little not so nice, they might be having a very bad day. And remember that you can overcome that unless you find out, of course, that they are a total
Basher.